Our lesson today is on solving multi-step equations. To do this, we use techniques involved in solving one-step and two-step equations like we have done in the past. We have two goals. One, to get variables on one side of the equal sign and numbers on the opposite side of the equal sign. Two, the number in front of the variable must always equal 1 because we are essentially trying to isolate the variable. The strategy to achieve these goals involves the use of opposite operations. The steps are as follows. 1. Remove grouping of symbols such as parentheses using the distributive property. 2. Simplify expressions or combine like terms on each side of the equal sign. 3. Use addition and or subtraction properties to move variables to one side of the equal sign and numbers without variables on the other side of the equal sign. 4. Again, simplify expressions or combine like terms on each side of the equal sign. Lastly, use multiplication and or division properties to solve for the variable. Let's take a look at an example. We have 4x plus 9 equals 2x minus 6. We don't have any parentheses, so we don't need to use the distributive property. Our first step is going to be to combine constant number terms. We do this with either addition or subtraction properties. We can add 6 to both sides of the equal sign. What we do to one side, we must do to the other. We have 4x plus 15 equals 2x. Next, we have to combine variable terms. We do this with addition or subtraction properties. Here, we can subtract 4x from both sides of the equal sign to have 15 equals negative 2x. We have one step left. We use division to isolate x, our variable. We do this by dividing by negative 2 on both sides of the equal sign. This gives us negative 15 halves equals x. This is the solution to our equation. Another example requires our first step to be the distributive property because we have parentheses. We're going to distribute a negative 5 to z and 1, giving us negative 5z minus 5. Next, we combine like terms on both sides. On the left side, we have 2z minus 5z. That gives us a negative 3z. Next, we use subtraction to combine constant numbers. We can subtract 1 from both sides. This gives us a negative 3z minus 6 equals 3z. Next, we use addition to combine variables. We can add 3z to both sides of the equation, giving us negative 6 equals 6z. Last, we use division to isolate the variable. We divide both sides by 6 to give us negative 1 equals z. The most important thing to remember is what you do on one side of the equal sign, you must do to the other side of the equal sign. Let's look at some practice problems.